Welcome. Mega love shout out. Team Happy. I saw that Tamika Davis was here. Welcome, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me today. TSM Rapper. Welcome, King. Thank you so much. I appreciate you stopping through. Always big love to you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the artist who composed both my intro and outro. So if you're looking for an intro and outro, please check out TSM Rapper, the rap artist. He has a lot that you can go through and sample over on his community tab. He is all across YouTube, making intros and outros for a lot of the content creators. So get down with TSM Rapper, rap artist. Arlene from Team Happy, mega love shout out. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate having you today, Queen. Pamela Tay, welcome, beautiful. This is my sissy, ladies and gentlemen. I love Pamela. It's my adopted sister. I met Pamela at a job in 2007 where I was her supervisor, well, group home manager, and we became best buds and eventually sissies, and I love her to death. We went on to work a second job together down Ancora. I always tell you guys about the psych hospital, so we worked down there together as well. If it hadn't been for the fact that that is the way we met, I would never even tell anybody that, because Pam is just my sister. Welcome, sissy. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate having you. I know you can't always come, but whenever you do, is always a pleasant surprise. Fakwa from Team Happy, mega love shout out. Thank you for being here. Appreciate having you as well. Sierra's in the building. Welcome, Sierra. Thank you for coming, beautiful. 755 Media has entered the buildings, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, Queen, for being here. Now that is an extra cherry on top there, guys. 755 Media, I have told you guys about several times in the past. A very talented artist. She does all types of artwork. I can't even describe her channel. I can do it 1,000 times over and I would describe it differently every single time. This woman is awesome. It's such a vibe over there. You wouldn't want to miss out. Anytime that I catch her going live, I'm in there. Unfortunately, sis, and you probably didn't know, I was under the weather for the past couple weeks, and I'm still kind of on the mend. I still do not have my taste buds. I still cannot smell, and I'm still getting winded and exhausted very easily. They say it was not the vid. However, I have to question that because of all the things that I'm experiencing after what they call an upper respiratory infection that eventually turned into bronchitis. So I'm not 100% sure that that's all it was or is. I know that I probably am not contagious anymore for the simple fact that we're looking at 3 weeks. However, I am still experiencing those complications, so I don't think it was just upper respiratory and bronchitis. But again, guys, go over and check her out. She has the program that I was telling you about on Saturdays, Just Kidding, where she is doing artwork with the children. Think you guys need to get some canvases and some paint and some brushes. Get some children or go over yourself. Join in on the fun. Awesome channel. Always a vibe. They're called the Lit family. And baby, they be lit. Y'all need to come on over there. I met quite a few of my viewers in her live stream. It's always a vibe. Check her out. She's on. Listen, it's no excuse not to see this woman. Because she's on in the afternoons. She's on what I call early night, which is like 7:55, like her channel says. And then sometimes I'm catching her in the middle of the night around 10:55 p.m. So And she's on for hours at a time, so go check her out. You're welcome, Queen, and thank you so much for the well wishes. TSM Rapper, I gave you a shout out. Don't know if you were in here. I was telling them you are responsible for both my intro and outro, and they need to get over there and hook up with you. I sent them to go check out your community tab so they can sample all the work you've been doing for everybody across the entire YouTube platform. Happy Sunday to everybody. Thank you all for being here. Today we are basically just talking about our weekly resets, ladies, mommies, gentlemen, whoever's in the chat. We're just going to discuss what have you done to get prepared for the upcoming week, or tell me some things that you did last week to prepare in order to make it a smooth and seamless week for you, your hubby, your little ones, your family on a whole. What did you do? You guys know I come every week with a weekly reset. This week on the menu, we have a simple menu again. So I have burgers, fries, and applesauce for Monday. Tuesday is I'm going to do some fried ribs, so you'll guys see that in the next week's upload for my weekly reset. I'm going to fry some ribs. A lot of people said that they never heard of deep fried ribs. Again, I'm from the South Carolina. We deep fry it all. Chicken gizzards, ribs. I told you guys we fry bologna. We do a lot of different things that you probably never heard of, but it's good. It's very tasty nonetheless, and I will be bringing it on my Making Something Out of Nothing series, or just basically my weekly resets that I upload. So it's going to be fried ribs, mac and cheese, and some corn on the cob. On Wednesday, barbecue chicken, flavored rice, and just some mixed vegetables. One day a week we always have breakfast for dinner, so I'm going to prep some waffles. You guys seen a recent upload where I was cooking with the children, and I had them making the homemade waffles. So I'll just make them, I make them in batches, and when I do, I make enough for the homeless shelter. So I always make extra pans, and then we bag them up, and me and the kiddos go into the city and pass them out to homeless individuals as well. Trying to teach them that it is okay to give back in the community and to help out the less fortunate. Trying to get this stuff instilled in them now while they're younger, because like I always say, hubby and I will not always be around. We are all that they have, basically. There is absolutely no contact with their birth, MOM, for anybody who does not know that. We stepped in to take care of them because unfortunately the parents were making piss poor decisions. I have taken all of the boys at birth, with the exception of TJ, who is now the 8-year-old. He was with mom and dad until he was 10 months. I went into court to support my son, who was my only child, and I walked out with a baby. So I had TJ since he was 10 months, and he is now 8 years old. A month and a half later, Kha'yair was born. I took him immediately from the hospital because mom was making no changes. She was incarcerated the following year, but the moment she got out, impregnated again, because 1 year later comes Tyjon. Now Kha'yair, the oldest, which we have now, who is currently transitioned into the home, because unfortunately his maternal grandmother passed back in March. So, like the other grandchildren, hubby and I, no brainer, we're foster parents. We have our house open to state children where we take emergency placement and vacation placement and things like that. So until they find alternate and or permanent placement, no brainer. We took our oldest grandson in as well. So we're still working on that. And again, I can't go too in depth with that conversation because it's an open case. But just know that he is here. He is safe. We've had him since March. Unfortunately, when his other grandmother transitioned. And so now we are officially closed as far as grandchildren because there's no more out there. No one else can knock on the door and say, I have your grandchild. And, any other children that we take in is what we agree to, the state kids. I know Judith cut a joke recently on my panel and said, my son can, because he is incarcerated, mess with one of the guards and get them pregnant. And I said, and I will get her right in trouble. We don't want any more babies coming in. I've shared with you guys that when I was younger, I wanted a large family of my own. I wanted 10 children. I had the one child at 17. I put myself through college, and I was determined I wasn't getting pregnant again until I was either engaged and or married. Got to 35. I was engaged, became pregnant. Unfortunately, I miscarried. The next year, I tried again. I carried a little further and miscarried. And then 2 years later, vicariously through my son, I got my first grandchild. So God was, in fact, saving me for the role that I'm playing today. Even though I am grandma, I am stepped in a little further. I'm a little deeper in than the average grandma because I can't just love on my grandbabies and send them home. Their home is here with me. So it's like I'm raising them as my own. For anybody that don't know, I went on and adopted my youngest. So now, the 3 youngest. So they are mine now. I'm making sure that in the event the maternal side wants to come back and get in things, they cannot. Everything is secured as far as I'm concerned. Let me just go back and see who else came in. Vlogging with the Phil. Welcome, Lisette. Thank you so much for being here. I honestly haven't. I got sick towards the end, feeling a little better. I'm about to make me a hot drink. You should, Sierra. We talked about that before I went live. You absolutely should. We are cleaning. Baby girl starts pre-K tomorrow. I just finished washing her hair. Now I'm getting ready to fix it up. And then cooking some fried catfish for dinner. Sounds good. Wish I ate seafood, though. Yo, deep fried ribs sounds so good. It absolutely is. If you've never tried it, you do it the same way you do chicken, pork chop. You season, you clean it, of course. Season it up however you want. Use your flour. Deep fry that baby. Same effect. You're going to put it in. When it's golden brown and floating, you know it's done. So tasty. Same thing for chicken gizzards. Season them up. Clean them. Season them up. Get them in some flour. Get them in some hot oil. So good. That's some good eating, y'all. If anybody never tried it, you might want to try it. I am going to do both because, as a matter of fact, my mother, we did our monthly grocery haul, and I took her to the meat market on Friday. So you'll see an upload coming for that as well. Recent grocery haul. I think that's going to be in a group collab next week. So that one will be on a week's delay, but you will see it nonetheless. We got some turkey wings. Well, she did, and she got roast pork. I actually picked up some chicken drumsticks, the chicken gizzards. I was looking for some beef short ribs, but they were looking anorexic. Sorry. I was looking like there's no meat on them bones. They are already all bones, and then you're going to give me this, so I didn't take those. But I did take the ribs, the pork ribs, and, some pork chops. I did get some pork chops. My mother was getting all kinds of things there, so unfortunately I didn't even record her portion of the haul because you guys would have really seen the variety of meats and the cuts and the quality of the meats that they present. But I did have my grandson, the oldest grandson, with us because he's not yet in school. So he was able to walk past the meat case for you guys to give you an idea of what they have prepackaged and out. Still cut right there at the butcher, but they're prepackaged and they're put out so that you don't have to stand in those lines if you see smaller portions or a portion size that you would like to buy. Thank you so much, Sierra. That means a lot to me. I appreciate it. I try. Listen, everybody asks me all the time, how do you do it? And I said, you know what? I don't think about it. Because if you think about something, you'll talk yourself out of it. I just keep on going. The grace of God. The grace of God. You should try the honey citrus tea from Starbucks. Oh my God, that sounds good. Abby and I usually get it when we're feeling under the weather. I have to Take note of that. Listen, I'm going to try that as well. It sounds good. Welcome in, Precious. Thank you for coming in. The Life of a Positive Mother. Good to have you here today, sweetheart. Thank you so much. 755. Again, for anybody who has not seen this young lady's channel, you need to get on there. I'm telling y'all, the segment that she does on Saturdays, just kidding, get those kids set up with Canvas. Get those kids set up. And again, we haven't been there the last couple weeks because I was under the weather, but we should be returning Saturday coming, 755, because I gotta get them back over there. To me, it's free art classes. I don't want to, say it like that, but it's true. So I'm seeing how they're doing with this thing, because I would much rather go ahead and invest in your art supplies versus going to the Dollar Tree. I just want to make sure they're going to be committed to this thing, because once we do, they're going to have to be obligated. This is going to be our Saturday thing. You guys are going to have to paint every Saturday. And I even showed them where you put the kids up on the platform with you if you get the approval of a parent. So we're definitely going to get tuned back in. Deandra, welcome on in, beautiful. Appreciate having you here. Just popping in. Got to get my affairs together. Very good. As long as you're telling me you're getting affairs together and doing a reset, listen, you're excused. You are excused. Thank you, beautiful, for popping in. I appreciate having you. So, to finish up my menu, I'm going to make some meatloaf and poor boy hoagies. For anyone who don't know what that is, it's really simple. You get like the French style rolls or something that they sell over near the bakery. I normally get mine from Walmart. They used to be 99 cents, but now they are $1.47. So they had to go up just like everything else, right? Panama City, I'm so sorry. I did see you in here earlier. The screen jumped. Thank you so much for coming in, sweetheart. I appreciate having you here. PMC is in the building. Thank you so much, King. Appreciate having you here. Enjoyed watching you live yesterday. Again, very knowledgeable brother. I always enjoy popping in on your live streams. And I wanted to say it, but I don't know. I was so busy yesterday, but you do have a great voice. I think I told you that in the past, and I think you need to go into talk radio. Yes, very nice voice, very nice speaking voice. So poor boy hoagies, it's just lunch meat and cheese, guys, that you're gonna lay out hoagie style on your rolls. The secret is it's a sauce that you make that goes with it, and it's butter. You can use like a spread, a soft spread, and you want to mix it with cream cheese, equal parts. Mix it real good, get it nice and creamy. Lather that bread up, both sides of that roll. Put that meat and cheese as much as you want, a variety of lunch meats and cheeses in that, like a nice hoagie. And then you want to wrap it real tight in foil and slide that in the oven until everything is nice and melted. If you want to get a little fancy with it, make yourself some melted butter and throw in some of your favorite spices. I use like the everything but the bagel seasoning or that complete seasoning. Mix that into your butter, lather that across the top of that bread before you cover it in the foil and slide it in the oven. Oh my God. And then you can just like cut it down, slider sizes if you want, or larger. Listen, my boys can eat. So we cut, like if it's foot long, I'll cut it in 4. But trust me, I have to make 3 and 4 of those at a time for one serving because hubby love it just as well. It is so good. I will have that in this week's upcoming meal prep as well. She laughing at me. I'm telling someone else that they have a radio voice. Right. He do. That brother have a very nice voice. Another gentleman that comes into the chat from time to time, and I see him in your chat as well, 755, is a brother of a certain age. Excellent speaking voice. And he does podcasts, so that's perfect. So I'm telling you, PMC, that's what made me gravitate towards going into your live stream. I love your speaking voice. Ladies, tell me give me some ideas of some things that I can take from your home, from your meal plans, and incorporate into my own. I've just shared quite a few with you. You guys can share some with me. Again, this week in my meal prep, well, not the one that's going to upload because it's already edited and out there, but the next one I will be preparing some pork chop, fried gizzards. Oh, no. I'm sorry. This is my last meal, pork chops. No. I was right. I'm so sorry, y'all. For the meal prep, it's going to be some pork chops, some fried gizzards, some mac and ground beef, and then you should see the fried ribs in there as well. Yeah, my other one was the breakfast for dinner, but I already told you guys about the waffles. Tamika Davis, welcome in, beautiful. Thank you for being here. This is your weekly shout out. I know I gave it to you yesterday to end last week, but this is a new week. You know what they say, every day is a new day. So this is your weekly shout out, beautiful. Thank you for being here. I get that a lot, 755. And here's the thing. I actually don't like my speaking voice. I think that I have a husky voice for a woman. So I never was fond of my own voice. However, I got that all the time. Funny story. Back in the 90s, I used to work at this job where we were a banking agency where we printed checks and statements and stuff for banks. They needed something in the middle of the night, and they had to call me. And the guy was like, "Oh my God, when I got to work the next day, he was like, "Oh my God, can I pay you to call you in the middle of the night?" And I'm like, "What the heck are you talking about?" He was like, "Girl, your voice is so sexy." And I bust out laughing like, me? Like, to me, I sound like a frog, like a man, like, especially when I'm sick. You could ask Sierra. I was telling her, like, girl, I wouldn't even pick up the phone and call you because I know I sound like a little man. But a lot of men tend to say that they like my speaking voice, but I actually hate it. I don't like my voice on recordings. It took me a long time to do content creation. My voice was the reason why I didn't want to do it. So how I got over that is I kept doing voiceovers so that I can just go ahead and just be like, it is what it is. Because with voiceovers, you have to use your voice. So I did that continuously. If you go back in all my older content, you'll notice that it's a lot of voiceovers because I was trying to conquer that thing. It's funny that you guys are talking about that today. So yeah, this guy, he wanted to pay me to call me in the middle of the night all the time. I actually, funny you would say that, PMC, and I can share information with anybody that may want it. I do that type of work on the side. I do audiobooks for children. Someone shared a link with me if you want to work from home, and I was like, sure, why not? And I got a gig where they actually mail me the information and I just read it into a recording and I email it back to them and I get paid. I actually currently do that as a form of employment. It's funny that you would say that. In addition, a second little employment that I have is I tutor children virtually. A lot of people don't know that. I normally, the parents can speak with me via email, and it depends on, because I have a list of subjects that I'm willing to tutor, and they contact me, and you just set it up. You have to set it up sort of like you do a pitch here on YouTube, letting them know your background, what you majored in college. You're just giving them a brief synopsis of you know, all about you. And then the parents choose you. And then you meet with the parent and the child virtually, and then you set everything up. And so I, too, get paid per case for tutoring children virtually. This has become very popular since the pandemic, and it's a way for me to make extra money. A lot of you guys weren't following me back then, but a year ago, my husband went through extensive eye surgery. And so while he was out of work, and I was out of work over there, I was doing it, and they were doing it under the table, so it kind of worked for me. But after a certain amount of time, they stopped doing it under the table, so everything is straight on the records, and I'm still doing it. whenever I can. If it works into my schedule, just like someone in the gig economy. You can log in to those apps and say when you're available to deliver food and or transport people. Same thing. I can log in and say when I'm available to tutor. And as far as the audiobooks, it's just a contract. They just send me stuff and I do it in my leisure and send it back to them. Go back to Precious. I always tell you I love your voice. Absolutely. This girl has been telling me this for about 2 years now. But again, I absolutely do not like my voice. Thank you so much, Tamika. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I see PMC laughing at 755. She said, read to us. You'll be live later this evening. Okay. I will be looking out for you, King, and I will pop in. Mommies, I haven't seen anybody put any meals in the chat. Nobody want to share anything with me today. I need some meal ideas too, guys. I get tired of eating the same foods all the time. She say, I hate my voice too, though, but I get told that mine sound nice. Yeah, you have a nice voice as well. You have a little country accent going on too. They're Precious. I love it. I love your voice. Yeah, come on, guys. Give me some meal ideas. Or have anybody unboxed or used any new kitchen gadgets or appliances lately? Jerk chicken today. Ooh, sounds good. Sometimes you bake or grill it. Grilled is really, really good. My hubby and his friends eat that a lot. Jerk anything, because remember, they're Nigerian, so they like spicy foods all day, every day. Oh, Sierra. Normally I wait until October for chili, but I'm ready to roll it out. I told you yesterday, Sierra, when we spoke, we're not quite ready for chili yet. I think I kind of burnt the kids out. So I'm waiting for the real cold weather. When we get snowed in, and you know we get plenty of it here in New Jersey. We get more snowstorms than any other area, it feels like. But when the snow rolls in, that's when I like to put on the chili in the crock pot. I was just telling Sierra a funny story. I know my hubby's not feeling me right now because I'm using that crock pot a little more often, because he's like, Mom, how do you expect me to sleep in here if you're preparing food that smell like that? This makes absolutely no sense. Like, he just can't understand the concept of me cooking our foods through the night. It drives my husband nuts. One moment, guys. Have to get my little boys under control. Making grilled cheese with turkey for lunch. Oh, that sounds good. Sorta sounds like my poor boy Hookie. You got grilled cheese, you got turkey, bring it on home. She said she on her way, Precious. Right, it sounds good. Wait, did it just jumped? I'm sorry. Yeah, it sounds good. Sounds good. What did PMC say? Variation of foods from different cultures. Oh, okay. Multi-ethnic. My wife cooks as well. She is Ghanaian. Oh, mixed with Moroccan. So it's many blends of ingredients that we cook. Same thing here. I am a Southerner, born and raised South Carolina, and then my husband is Nigerian. And so it's the perfect combination as far as I'm concerned, because it just works. I did share in the past that my husband is not the first African gentleman I dated. The first African gentleman I dated was from Ghana, like your wife. I was not mature enough to handle that relationship, I will admit. This man was trying to broaden my scope. I had tunnel vision. This man was trying to enlighten me on his culture, and I was in complete denial. I was very disrespectful. It was my younger years. I am embarrassed about the behavior I displayed to him. I even shared with this community that if I was mature enough to handle that relationship back then, I'm certain it would have lasted longer, and I probably wouldn't even know my husband to this day, because the man was a great man. He was excellent. He was good to me. I was like, y'all might do that over there in y'all culture, but we don't do that over here. I was like, you better take that stuff back to the woods. And I was out of control back then. I shared recently that he reached out to me since I've been married through my email, and just reaching out on a whim. And I just found it one day, and I responded and showed my husband Till. And he was blown away to find out that I ended up married to an African man. And the first thing he wanted to know is, what did he say or do that I couldn't say or do? And it was simply nothing that he did wrong. It was me. But he got me at a better time in my life when I was more mature. Third eye opened up, and things are great. It's no mistake, because things happen in divine order, and that's exactly what was supposed to happen. But back to this, yes, a lot of different spices and foods altogether and ingredients going on over here. Some are a go for me, but as far as the Nigerian cuisine, a lot of it is a no. It's way too spicy. Whenever we have Nigerian women, and we have a lot of friends around that cook the food, I don't even bother to cook the Nigerian cuisine, because there's a lot of caterers, Nigerian caterers, that we're in the same circle with. So they cook for a lot of the single men or men that have wives that don't make Nigerian cuisine, and we just buy it and put it in the freezer, and we pull it out as needed. Or if she's cooking something special, she'll call like, hey, we're making such and such, and we go to a lot of the Nigerian gathering, because it's quite a few Nigerians right here in New Jersey where we are, or the surrounding states like New York, Maryland, Delaware, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and we all come together for gatherings quite often. If you are affiliated with the Nigerian culture, you'll know that they are party people. So my husband goes to some type of gathering at least 4 to 5 days a week. I used to go with him all the time, but with the kiddos, that's my excuse to stay home. I share this a lot in my live streams. A lot of the Nigerian women are not very friendly when we do. Hold on one second. Oh my God, they were getting louder and louder. But the women, they are not very hospitable when it comes to the Black American women at the functions. And I'm okay with that. There are quite a few of us now, Black American women, that are married to or engaged or dating the men in this circle. And so, unfortunately, they're not very inviting, so we kind of stick together, and they're over there. But when I had my reception, and it was Nigerian and my Black American family and friends, everybody mingled. Same thing with my girlfriend. When she had her reception, everybody mingled. But when you can clearly tell when it's a Nigerian function, because you're going to have that separation and that divide going on. Cicely, welcome in, beautiful. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate having you. The jollof rice, okay. Yes, I have. Absolutely. That was the first dish that I was served. Ghanaian jollof rice is the best. Which of the two do you feel tastes better? Because between it, the Nigerian recipe, there are some small differences. I like the Ghanaian better. My hubby knows it too. I'm very forthcoming with the information when he wants me to compare things. It is what it is. I like that better. And he said, maybe it's because you had it first. No, because I like it better. And it was prepared by the gentleman that I dated. He did not put a lot of spice. What he told me is whenever I order any type of cuisine from the African cultures, I should always ask them to turn down the heat. And that's what I do. To this day, turn down the heat. And that means they will put less of the spicy ingredients and stuff in there. Fufu is absolutely good. That is my all-time favorite African dish. I tried to take fufu and mix it with some of my American things, like when we make like a roast beef or something like that with a meat and a gravy. And it's good. It's good. A lot of people don't know what it's like. It looks like mashed potatoes. And it's almost textured that way, except it has like a stretch to it. And that's normally what you see them eat. It's like white doughy looking in a dish. And they'll grab some with their hands and kind of roll it in their fingers, and then they'll dip it in their what they call meat or stew and eat it. And you see them eat from their hands. And a lot of people like to disgrace Africans for eating with their hands. But when they say stuff like that, because remember, I work at a psych hospital, and there's a mixture of Africans, Filipino, like a lot of different cultures. And when these people are doing what they learned in their culture, a lot of Black Americans like to tear them down and disgrace them. And I say to them, well, how do you eat French fries? Because it's the same thing. You eat it with your hands. Your fried chicken, you pick it up, you eat it with your hands. So we can't do that. We have to open up our minds and be a little more receiving in a more positive manner of other cultures, because it shows ignorance when you talk against a culture that you're not really familiar with. So, she funny. I see what she says. She hear those children and pauses with precision. Listen, baby, I do this all day, every day. I have to. And what's funny is they know if they were sitting here, because they done snuck off again, the eye contact is good enough for them. But the moment they slip off, I know how to bring them right on back in. Like right now, because I hear the little one about to go off. Listen, they be like, how you know? I don't need you to tell me where nobody else is. I need you to be accountable for yourself, okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you, sir. Come here.
Okay.
Because if I keep you closer to me, I can monitor you better. Come here. You want to say hi? Say hi.
Hi.
Okay. Now, I need you to sit right here in this chair. No, in the chair next to me here.
Okay.
Don't move, Taishan.
Okay.
Okay. She said she wanted to hear what I told her. She funny. James Money 615, welcome in, King. Good to have you here. I will be visiting you. It's been a while. I'm jotting you down now. You know, I'll come back and sprinkle some love over there. She said I read her lips. They won't do it again. It's too funny. Both Ghanaian and Nigerian puff puff are good. Oh my God, they are delicious. Both of them. You are right. Both of them are good. That's normally what I ask for at every function. When they know I'm coming, they like, MrsAmaechi is coming. Or they'll call like, MrsAmaechi, are you really coming? Or is your husband just saying it? I'm like, no, I'm coming. They prepare it for me. They know certain things to prepare when I come. Desia's Life, welcome, beautiful. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate having you. It's been like a week since I've seen you. Welcome back. Yeah, you definitely have to be respectful to other cultures. I did tell my community once that, again, I work at the psych hospital. A lot of different people working there. In addition to that, I work at group homes. So at this particular site, the hospital is at one entrance. The very next entrance is the group home. So I was working, and normally when you work in a group home, they'll pair you with a male and a female because it's co-ed group homes. So you have a male there for the male clients. You have the female on site for both the male and female. I know that sounds crazy, but when it comes to the males, me, myself, I'm always proactive in protecting my male co-workers. because the females are quick to say he touched me inappropriately and stuff like that. So I always say to the male counterpart, like, listen, do not go on the back hallway. That hallway belongs to me. No matter how busy I am or what I'm doing, if anything needs to happen on that back hallway, come get me, because trust me, I'm saving your job and I'm saving you some legal issues. So anything that happens back there with the ladies need to be handled by me. Of course, they don't mind women handling the male population as well. That's why I said I can handle both, but my male staff that I'm working with can only handle the men. But in those particular group homes, they do have a male and female staff working together. So I was working with this guy, and his best friend was working up the street, and he kept coming down to the location where we was, and he kept complaining about working with this African gentleman, and he kept saying, a black American man, of course, cuz better stay the F away from me. I'm telling you, man, if he walk up on me again. And his friend was like, well, what are you doing? He's like, man, I'm trying to train him, and everywhere I go, he all up on my heels and shit, and I'm gonna have to turn around and hook off on him. And it was funny to me, and I never said anything. I just kept sitting there, and he was like, this African MF and this and that, and this other woman was in there because she was using the microwave, and the guy that I was working with, they both know that I was with an African gentleman, so they kept trying to calm him down, like, nah, man, it's not that. He was like, man, F them Africans and this and that. He was just going off. And then finally, they couldn't take it no more. And the girl was like, she's married to an African. And he was like, well, oh, I'm sorry, sis, but not your husband. I'm talking about them other ones. And I was like, oh, my God, this guy's so ignorant. I was like, the apology that he kept trying to give me was worse than the fact that he made that ignorant statement to begin with. But, you know, you have people that just absolutely are not accepting of working with people from different cultures. They don't respect them. They ask them the most ignorant things. Every African person that I come in contact with, not just my hubby and his friends, but coworkers and people that I meet in the community, and we're having in-depth conversations, I tend to ask them, like, what's the most ignorant thing that people ask you? And they always seem to say the same thing. In Africa, do we have animals up and down the roads with us? And I'm like, really? They really think y'all constantly come into contact with zebras and lions and stuff? They really do. Our people need to educate themselves. I stand firm in what I'm saying here. Our black American people really need to stop being so ignorant. I'm sorry, I have to say it. Stop acting like you don't know any better. If you don't research, they always say this, and I shared this many a times here. If you want to hide something from us, put it in the book. They imply that we do not take the time out to read. And I hate to say it, but in a lot of cases, they are right. We have to do better. We have to educate ourselves. We have to plant ourselves around people that are like-minded, or people that we can take things from and learn things from. I equally was ignorant, like I said earlier, when I was with the first African gentleman, and I would not receive that culture. Oh my God, had I just stopped and listened and absorbed that, I would have been way further in life today than I am now. You know, we tend to stop our growth when we do that. We can learn by accepting and trying different cuisines. Not just keeping your kids stuck on one type of food. So I use my oldest grandson. He's transitioning into the home now. I told you guys, I'm pulling back a lot of layers, because the way they was raising him over there versus me getting him on the weekends and holidays and summer breaks, total difference. It's like with anybody else. Once you live with somebody, you learn who they are. I am learning some things that I was ignorant to the fact to, because with those short stays, I was missing it. Oh, but I'm getting it now. And just the whole situation he's been through, I'm peeling back a lot of layers, and I'm rebuilding this kid, because some things were being done that I should have been privy to, so that I could have made some corrections back then. Better late than never. We're working on it. He's still young enough to grasp the concept of what hubby and I have laid out here. I share with you guys all the time that we have zones in our home. My hubby have areas of the home that he take care of, and so do I. And then we sit the kids down once a week, and we have family team meetings, and they have age appropriate chores that they have to do too in order to earn monies, so that we go out once a week and they can get the things that they want and or need. We are instilling these things in these kids. Throughout my uploads, you will see where I have them working on their zones. I don't just talk about it, I show you guys the same thing. Where even this baby boy, the 5-year-old, is responsible for refilling the drinks in the home. We have a rolling cart in the kitchen. I just showed it in a recent upload. I told you on this chair right here, sir, where they have to put the waters on the cart every week, and they have to put the juices that they want every week for the week up on that cart. A part of my reset is to make sure they're doing their reset. I go down, we heavy clean their bedrooms. We'll be doing that today. While they have to help me separate laundry and load and unload the washer and dryer. You see that I have Kha'yair helping me fold. Sometimes I'll switch it over to TJ. They're learning all areas of the home. Right now we have Tyjon, the youngest, is about to move on to the dishwasher, where he's going to help me unload. We have TJ standing side by side with me as I'm washing dishes. He's loading because the dishwasher is me over here. I don't do that machine. I run it once a month to make sure it's in operable order. Oh, but the dishwashing get done right here with these two hands right here, because I use my bleach and everything, and that's how I grew up. I grew up in the South. Again, we had outhouses when I was younger. So there was no running water. We had to do what we had to do. So I know how to survive when things get rough, hence this economy we're going through right now. But I'm trying to instill all of these things in these boys. And I do it in such a way that it's tedious. It's a routine. The way I stock my refrigerator, I do it the same way every time. The way we load the chest freezer, we do it the same way every time. I need to be able to say to them, go put this here, go put that there, or can you go and get me this, or can you go get me that? We have a prepper pantry. They know where everything belongs. Why? Because they help me stock it. And I send them down there purposely, come back, go down on the third shelf, all the way on the right, and get. And I always do everything. Everything here is a teachable moment, because we have 4 little boys that's looking up to us for everything. And I need to make sure that in the event anything happens to me or hubby and no parents are here, they're going to have to lean on one another. I don't want them to get in relationships later in life where they have to rely on a woman to maintain that home. They need to independently be able to maintain a home. I think that would be them paying it forward as far as I'm concerned. Okay, I'm going back into the chat. I got to try that fufu with pot roast. That sounds good. Absolutely is good. Especially if you have a lot of gravy. Egusi stew and red, what do you say, red beans are delicious. Absolutely. She said, hey, handsome. Okay, so that's when he came. And that was a kind of nasty to eat with your hands. And then I realized that, okay, how we eat hot wings. Exactly. When I eat the hot wings and fried chicken, I always wash my hands before I eat. Me too, of course. In traditional African culture, they'll have a dish there with water in it, so that they're constantly rinsing their hands too. It's not for everybody to use. Everybody would normally have a dish, their own dish of water next to their stew and their fufu, so they can constantly wash their hands. The culture is amazing. She say I'm about to tear this grilled cheese and turkey sandwich down with my fingers and dare anyone to toss back. That's how we eat, right? But then they lose sight of it when it's another culture doing it. I don't understand it. Make it make sense. And I know from being in the medical field, a lot of people don't wash their hands on a regular, so I guess that's why eating with your hands kind of grosses me out. Sit down. Absolutely. Now, with my husband, I told y'all, when he came here, brand new out the bushes as far as I was concerned. I get to mold this man into what I want him to be. So I taught him things like, listen, I know what you're used to doing there and back home, but here in the work environment, you have to do things a little different. You don't want people to look at you a certain kind of way. You don't want to offend people. So that whole etiquette thing, I told them, like, yeah, they don't look at it like that in your country because that's what everybody's doing. But over here is a melting pot, and you got this culture and that culture and that culture, and just my own people, the Black American, is the ones you're going to have to watch out for the most because, baby, they will critique you. I'm very honest with my husband. Again, he was brand new here, guys, so I had to basically, in all seriousness, I did mold him. When he first came, and I shared with you guys, I had to wait on those working papers after we was like married and everything like that. So he had to basically, and I tell every woman that's dating an African man, that first year, you're basically going to have to do things the way you're doing it before he come here on your own financially because he's not able to do anything until he get his paper. So I was telling him, like, I had him watching Jerry Springer, and he was like calling his country, telling his friends, like, oh my God, you wouldn't believe these people. He kept saying to me, is this real? I'm like, yeah, it's real. Like, that is unheard of, people behaving like that in their country. So I had to get him to see that you in a whole new country, things is different and things go real fast over here. You got to keep up. So I showed him that. I showed him divorce court. He couldn't believe that people was divulging things that was going on in their matrimonial homes. So he say, just out in the public like that. And I was like, absolutely. And he kept saying, is this stuff real? And I'm like, I know a lot of it is scripted here, what you're saying, but this stuff really actually happens. And as far as this divorce court, oh, this is real. And he just was blown away that people would share that type of stuff because I told you, with the African culture, they share it, but they share it with, like I told you, when Tony and me may have an issue, he's going to my mom because he wants my mom to call me and get us back together. That's how they do. It's not the friends because they think the friends are going to tear you down. Like, no, girl, you could do better. You ain't got to leave his African behind and come on back. They get other Africans involved because they are going to come and speak to you and advocate on behalf of your marriage and try to get the marriage to work out instead of saying anything negative that's going to tear the marriage apart. And so that's the difference of our culture and theirs as well. You said you worked in what kind of house with different cultures? Group homes. In group homes, a group home setting, both in supervised apartments and actual group homes where there are like anywhere from 5 to 6 clients living in the homes, and they are co-ed, so you may have some males, some females. So you got to be mindful of where the bedrooms are located because a lot of them are interacting with each other sexually and or because they can accuse your counterpart, which is the male staff that I'm working with, of sexual harassment or something like that. And here's a funny thing, now that we're talking about sex in the group homes. They are actually allowed to have sex with one another, those clients. I know we're getting way off of meal prepping, but it is what it is. As long as it's consensual, like both of the clients say to the staff, yes, I do want to have sex with them. And we bring it to the attention of our superior. They just say that we have to educate them sexually, so they give us condoms, and they, of course, they always offer the women to be on birth control. But you have to have a sex education course with them real quick. It's a crash course that we go over with them as staff. And then you have to make arrangements. So when the other clients, they have to schedule it, in other words, just like you setting up a booty call. So when the other clients are going away, like to the day program for the next day, then you can make arrangements with those 2 clients to stay behind so that they can have sex. I know it's crazy, but even though they are developmentally delayed and they may be experiencing major depression and stuff like that, they still are humans and they still have wants, needs, and desires, and we still have to make sure that they are met. You have to make arrangements. Tyjon, stop making a noise, please. You're picking up here, and you have to let it happen. I hate being on schedule when it happens because every situation isn't always pleasant. there was an incident where there was a guy, a big burly guy, and he wanted to with this other guy. Now, I felt like, stop, that was unfair because the second guy, the little timid, shy guy, I felt like he was kind of forced by the big burly dude. But when we asked him, he agreed. That same-sex stuff, it drove me crazy. And I didn't know about it until I arrived to work that day. And they told me, you're on schedule when these two are. And I'm like, oh, heck no. If you guys could hear the sounds coming from that room, that guy was really, really in pain. And we had to intervene. We had to stop the situation because that boy, it's something that he thought he wanted, but obviously when they got into it, he didn't want that. It was horrible to sit in the next room and listen to the screams and the wails and stuff. And you have to call the supervisor to come over and judge the situation. So we had to sit and listen through that. And that was horrible. I did what I could to control the situation. I removed myself from working that particular shift so that I would never have to sit in on something like that again. It's very unfortunate, but it comes with the job. Stop the noise, baby. The way certain foods are eaten has always been interesting to me. Right, just like witnessing someone eating pizza with a fork. Yeah, and I know that's a form of pie or a hot dog, but being considered as a sandwich by some. Exactly. I'm over here retwisting my son's locks. Oh, Mama Bear Mode. Absolutely. That's what I want. I want everybody to check in and let me know what they are doing. Mom life. Exactly. To go now. About to do some grocery shopping here at Aldi. Oh, stay safe and blessed and take care and have a solemn Sunday. Take care, everyone. Have an awesome day and week, PMC. I know he's probably not here anymore, but just in case he watched the replay, just wanted him to know that I acknowledged them. I will definitely check out your live stream later, King. Happy shopping. Everyone have a beautiful day. Hugs and love. Great live. Thank you so much, 755. Appreciate having you here, Queen. You as well. And I'll definitely hit up the Lit fam. I definitely try to teach my babies, listen, it's rough. It's rough out here. It's rough with me being here. So in my absence, and listen, I'll be pounding it and pounding it and pounding it. And that's why when y'all recently saw me at the park with the kiddos, it's rough for me. I was kind of rough on them, I thought, in the playback. But I know it's, the intentions were great. I can't do the germs. And they out there putting their stuff down on those tables like it was okay. And I was like, absolutely not. And I just felt like I was older. I put that down. Don't touch that. Don't do this. And it's with good intentions. Don't put your food on there. Throw that in the trash. You can't eat that now. You're not home. This is not our table. I felt so bad. But again, it's with good intentions. 1 second, guys. I love to wash dishes. I had a dishwasher and I still didn't use it. That's what I was saying. I don't use it. I'm the dishwasher. Here we go. We save a lot of energy with these hands, honey. Where did you grow up? With an outhouse. South Carolina. My grandma had one in VA, but not in New York. Absolutely not up north. South Carolina in what we call the backwoods, honey. Listen, where my grandma lived, they had a farm. So I grew up on a farm with horses and everything, milking horses and all that. I know. I got away from it. Probably scared to do it now because I did it as a child. With a child, there's no fear. You do anything. We have fig trees. We have peach trees. We ate off the land. And that's why I try to tell my husband that my upbringing and his upbringing is very comparable. And that's why when I first started meeting like all his friends, they kept saying, you need to find out what tribe this girl is from. She fits right in with us because I tie my hair. I eat a lot of the fresh fruits and vegetables, like the produce. I'm open-minded to a lot of things. So they're like, out of all the American wives, Wanda is the one. And I'm saying to myself, Wanda's the one that came from the southern states. So very comparable to living back in your country. No, absolutely not up north. Listen, we didn't have running water, so we used to have to go pump the water at the wells and bring them back, just like you see the Africans with the bowls on their head. I showed him and told him all that. I even have old pictures, of my grandmom's homes, showing them like, look, it looked like your country. The older houses and homes, the dirt roads and stuff. I said, that's how we traveled too, up and down the dirt roads to go from one grandmom's house to the other grandmom's house. Hi, John, put it in the trash. Everybody on here is laughing at you because they know you're not listening. Do you like that?
No.
Oh, okay. He don't like to get laughed at. He said no.
It's trash. Where's the trash now?
Oh, I took it out back. Okay, sit it right there, baby. Sit it right there. I'll put it away. Thank you. Sorry about that. I did take it out back. Just leave it right there. I left it there for Tony. So thank you so much, Precious. I'm trying to get it in them so that they know you only got each other. You got to rely on one another, because that's how I did with me and my son. I told him, look, we're all we got. It's just me and you. So he always knew it was me and you against the world. And now I'm trying to teach these boys the same thing. Wait a minute. I missed it. Teach my sons the same things in case my sickle cell gets the best of me. Listen, absolutely. I identified with your channel, Cicely, the very first time I watched your channel and I heard that in your intro. I was captivated. And to learn that you made like family type friends in a community outside of your bloodline was absolutely amazing to me. And the thing you say a lot is, I started my channel to show other people that if I can do it, you too can do it. You're absolutely 100% correct. That is a positive affirmation for your behind. I love that. There are certain people that I take positive affirmations from. You are one of them. Just that alone, that intro, and I hear you say it often. And you know, you can really forget that you suffer from sickle cell. You really can forget. In the way that you move and you upload and you keep an algorithm just like everybody. However, I was around one time when you had an episode. And so I had to be reminded, like, yeah, this is real. Even though you see, you know, Cicely functioning normally and stuff. And I had to check in, and I kept coming back to your channel because I wanted to make sure that you were okay. And I didn't have access to you otherwise. But a lot of people across the social media platform, whether they're honest or not, I will tell you, I notice patterns on people, and I notice, like, I haven't seen such and such upload in a while. And if I have access to them on Instagram, I will reach out like, hey, Queen, no explanation needed. I just want to make sure you're okay. If you are, please drop me a heart. Just drop a heart and let me know you're okay. And when people come back, they normally be like, thank you so much for checking on me. That meant a lot. I even had people, when they came back, they put it in their content like, I want to give a special shout out to Miss Wanda because she checked in on me to make sure I was okay. I do. Listen, rather you really get to watch people's content all the time or not, you know that they're there, you know that you're subscribed, and if anything shall ever happen to these individuals, it's going to affect you. We're all one big community, and I feel like we always have to fix one another's crowns as queens, so we are responsible for one another to a certain extent. There are quite a few people, stop Tyjon, that I've learned that passed, that were content creators by the community tabs and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh my God, I didn't even know this person was sick. Like, you know, your heart goes out to them. So, yeah, absolutely. Yes, Sierra Shop. Yeah, Sierra, I've known that for quite some time. I love her journey though. She has an awesome design sense. I love watching her uploads. I think Alicia at Home is the one that popped in yesterday, and I told you guys the same thing. Another one with a great eye for design. I love it. The thing about Cicely is she's not afraid to share with other people. Some people go through their stuff and they don't share and they don't walk you through it and they don't do step by step. Cicely, she likes to share, and I like that about her. Wait a minute, I keep tapping it off. Let's see. Oh, that's beautiful. They actually try to mend the marriage. Yeah, they do. They really, really do. All culture can be quick to say, leave that. That's exactly what they do. So my husband makes sure he ain't talking to no friends. He's talking to his friends in his culture because they come hands on knees like this. They really get down on the floor, drop to their knees, and they beg. That's the one thing I said I don't like. Oh my God, even when I'm mad at Tony, my husband, and we're angry for a couple of days, he's going to eventually drop to his knees, and I don't like it. So I try to make things go, and we got this rule that we got to come to the table, stop, and hash it out because we're not going to bed mad at each other. I always try to rectify things as quickly as possible because I don't want to get to this point. I don't like that. It's their culture. I get it. She said the booty call. That's what it's like, Sierra. I know exactly what you talk about, but that's exactly what it's like. She said, wow, I didn't know that. I'm thinking you are talking about the group home stuff. Yeah, this is crazy. It happens, y'all. Listen, it's a lot of things that go on in the wonderful world of human services when you work in group homes or psych hospitals and stuff like that. And I tell you guys things from time to time as they come up in my live streams and stuff. And I'm open. Like when you ask questions, sit down with that. You're making a mess. When you ask questions, I share. I like to share. It may be a field that somebody want to get into, but they don't know these things. So you need to know. You need to know what you're up against. Because a lot of times you really don't until you get in there. That's too much. Y'all gotta be all in there. But absolutely, I don't like it. I don't like it. The situation, yeah, that I told you about the guys, yeah, that I didn't like that. Sherry's Corner, welcome in, beautiful. Have a blessed week to you as well. Always good to see you. Sherry, you and I need to talk. We need to go ahead and get you scheduled as a panel guest. I'm up. I'm running. I'm ready. Just want to make sure your schedule allows because I know you're back in the teaching capacity. And I normally do them at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I want to make sure that the time works for you. I just need 1 hour slotted so that we can have this. Recently, I had Neil, I have a story to tell where we talked about the gig economy. We didn't even use the full hour because I wanted to hurry up and get him on along because I know he had obligations. So I can do the same for you. Thank you so much, Sierra. For anybody that do not know, Sierra, just being Sierra, made these and shipped them out to me. You guys know Afrocentric me, hair tie me, anything like this, it's all me. Thank you so much, Sierra. She made a red pair just like them as well. I'm the same way with my boys when we go out. It's so nasty and germs. Okay. So now I don't feel so bad. When I hear another mommy say that, and someone else in my comment section was like, sis, don't worry. When you know, you know. It made me feel better because I felt like I was like so mean that day. But it really was the germs and they were driving me crazy. And I'm saying to my kids, like, y'all know better. I tell y'all this all the time. Don't do this. And I even tell them, like, the door handle is the nastiest thing. They like, stop it. They like, oh, I thought it would have been this. No, it's actually a handle. Everybody that come in and out uses it. So that's a part of the our routine. They got to put a glove on for their cleaning routine and go around and wipe the door handles twice a day. Listen, on weekends. I'll do it in the daytime when I'm here, but in the evening, do the evening run of their chores, they have to do it. I have to do another upload showing you guys the kids doing their chores. Very interesting. I haven't done that in a while. And I haven't even done a house meeting in a while for you guys to show you actually how it goes and to show you that these guys really, I want to do this, and they get upset and fight over chores. And I'm like, where they do that at? But guess what? They really look forward to doing it because they get their pay. And we have that little accordion that I carry everywhere with me in my purse. And so that when we're out in the community and they want something, they have to take it from their money. Normally, if the store is backed up, stop. If the store is busy, I'll just pay with my credit card. And then I'll make sure I get the receipt and we'll go through the receipt. And I can take the monies that they, cost for their things and put it back into my wallet because they're really going to pay for their stuff. And we can balance their stuff off. And I use a Google app for that. But like the spreadsheets and stuff. But yeah, listen, I'm trying to teach them how to know that if you don't have the monies available, you can't have it. And I'm not fronting no kids no money. I know y'all, listen, they have to earn. If I run out of money, I can't go to my job and get fronted no money, right? So they have to budget or they have to wait until next time to get it. It's real simple. I grew up on a farm. My grandparents had well water and an outhouse. See? Just like me, Sherry. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We raised everything. We ate, made butter, and milk cows. Listen, I used to watch my aunties go out in the yard and grab the chicken and wring the neck. And the next thing you know, baby, that chicken was in the kitchen cooking. Oh, my God. They probably shouldn't have showed me that because it's for some years I wouldn't mess with no chicken because I always thought that was the last one I was playing with. We ate from the land as well. We ate deer. We ate rabbit. We ate it all, honey. We ate it all. I don't know how to use a dishwasher machine yet. Oh, my God. Good for you, Tamika. You have one and you don't know how to use it. That's a beautiful thing for you to say there. Because too many people go along with the hustle and bustle and load them things twice a day and run them. And I'm like, no, the dishwasher's right here. I'm not laughing at my baby. Tell him the girl with the rainbow glasses said, behave. Okay. I'm going to tell him and I'm going to show him exactly. You funny. You are so funny. You ain't say the girl with the rainbow glasses. Yeah, I've seen people say you checked on them. Yeah, I really do. I try to check on people all the time. If I notice anybody's missing, I reach out. Because things happen so fast and life is so short. I'm going to tell you guys, I was with somebody. This is when my whole mindset changed. I was with a gentleman. I hate to talk about this, but for you. I was with a gentleman. And we liked each other when we were younger, way younger. And we never hooked up. Because I was like, he a little too in the streets. For me, he a little too rough. When we got a little older, we ran across one another again. And we hooked up. And we were together all of 3 months. Everything was good. Shared with you guys recently, this was the Muslim guy. We went to bed together. He didn't wake up. That let me know that life is very, very, very short. Here today, going tomorrow. Nothing was wrong with this man as far as I could see. He wasn't complaining of no illnesses or anything like that. He just didn't wake up. Just like that, he was taken from me. Just the way he came back into my life, he was taken just that fast. And from that day until now, I never take anything for granted. I'm very passive when it comes to letting things go versus arguing and fighting and bickering back and forth and all that. I don't have that type of energy. If someone wronged me, I'll just clip them. It's not even worth the energy of the argument and all that and the going back and forth. Let it go. Let it go. It takes less energy to let that kind of stuff go than to sit there and fight and fuss. And sometimes things go to court because of somebody trying to prove a point or win. But what did you really win in the end? Because you lose your friendship. You lose that relationship that you have with the individual in whatever capacity it is. It's not always worth it. Just let things go. It's less muscles to smile than it is to frown. And I tell people that all the time. So it's easier for me to just let people go. And that's just the way I've been doing things from that situation until now. She says she's going to check out Cicely's channel. Please do. Please. She have a beautiful channel. Child, she be over there DIYing it up. I love it. I'm not no painter. I mean, I can paint my walls that touch up and stuff like that. But the projects you do, like just last week, Precious, Thursday just passed, she was in a collab with us, Organize My Space. And she painted a shelf in her room with some glow in the dark paint, pink. Oh my gosh, she outdid that space. Go check that out. Go to my group collab just from Thursday and find according to Cicely and see what she did. Amazing. Amazing. I always feel like my videos are too long because I'm explaining how to do something. No, I love the bed. Go to bed mad. Listen, don't do it. Don't go to bed mad. And I enjoy you explaining. It gives me confidence that one day I'm going to be able to do that DIY. Like if I wanted to do the same DIY, I could just get the material and go along with you because you explain it and you're very thorough. And I like that. I like that because you're not afraid to share. Just recently, she did an upload on branding, how you should brand yourself across all your social media platforms the same. So the way, and I'll use myself as an example because I'm doing it wrong. Over here, I am MrsAmaechi, or the Amaechi tribe, right? Everybody knows me by such. And now I have the second channel. Stop, Grandma Does It All. However, you go, when I say go follow me on Instagram, I'm telling you to look for Pretty Brown Eyes too. I need to market that better. I need to brand that and bring it on home and have the same name across all the platforms. It's funny because right before I saw her upload, I had switched over my Facebook screen name to MrsAmaechi, so it kind of matches because someone was like coming in my DMs annoying the heck out of me. So I tried to lose them. Some guy that I do not know. So I just switched it over from what my name was to MrsAmaechi, so it matches with YouTube. So I need to go ahead and do the same thing for Instagram to bring it on home. The only reason why I haven't touched it thus far is I'm waiting to get through the rest of our collabs that we have out there on these flyers, and everybody know the DM Pretty Brown Eyes too. So once we finish the October collabs, I can go ahead and change it on over to MrsAmaechi on Instagram too, because people otherwise would not know how to locate me, or I don't want to confuse anybody. So a couple more weeks, I'm going to go ahead and do it. But thank you so much for that, Cicely, because that was very, very valuable information that I did not take in consideration before watching your upload. It just, like I said, coincidentally happened for Facebook because some guy was reaching out to me and bothering me. But it aligned with the time frame that you came out with that upload, and I was like, this is perfect. Why is this girl talking to me? That's just what I felt when it was a Sunday night when I watched it. I was sitting on the side of my bed, just finished folding clothes, and your video came on, and oh my God, it just spoke to me. Get over here, Tyjon. You're ready, Sherry? Okay, so we can get that scheduled. I will reach out to you in your DM so we can set something up. She said 9 is fine with her. Okay. She's saying, I'm wiping doors down daily. You have to. Doors are very disgusting. I don't know if people know. Even the front face of the door, I'm wiping the door itself too. A lot of germs. A lot of germs. Things when you have something in your hand, you kind of kick your door sometimes. You bang against it. You don't know what delivery people are doing on the outside. I mean, it's just, and then just the kids. And everybody going in and out. They're using that door handle. So exactly. That's how it is with my boys. I tell them they can't spend and still have money. Absolutely. You have to teach them. To give them everything. Clean up your mess, baby. Go put that bowl away. So clean up behind them all day, every day. And to give them everything, that's not really teaching them. You are teaching them a false sense of reality. So you have to teach them what's real. You didn't have everything you wanted coming up, I'm sure. Even though the world is always evolving and ever changing, you still have to do things differently. You have to change the way you are upbringing the kids and raise them according to what's going on today, not what was going on back in the 80s. Yes, my daddy did that. It's gross to watch them kill chickens. Right. I'm not afraid to eat off the land. I love deer meat. I love the deer meat too. A little tough. It cooks a long time. It's a little tough, but I loved it. Gotta finish editing my video for today. If I can, I'll be back. Be blessed, ladies. Have a great one, Cicely. Always a pleasure to watch your content and have you here, sweetie pie. Thank you so much. Have it all except a possum once. Oh my God. No, I don't want that. I think Wendy Williams. No, that was Crow. That was Crow, because she said live on air, somebody did something, and it was a bet. She would eat crow And she did, right? They prepared it, and she said it was actually tasty. She ate it right on the show live, because she lost. But I did hear of a lot of people eating the possum. Oh, oh my God. Okay, she dropped her link. Thank you so much. I'm the same way. My Instagram does not match my YouTube either. Yeah, we need to work on that. Again, I'm not going to touch mine, and maybe you shouldn't either if you're considering it, Sierra, until after the rest of our collabs are done. And then we'll do that, because otherwise you're going to confuse people as to where they can find you. Brittany's Life, welcome on in, beautiful. Thank you for being here. You're here from 755. Thank you so much. Great to have you here. Are you a content creator? I will definitely come back over and sprinkle some love on your channel. I normally wait 24 to 48 hours to do it, so that when I give you a subscription, it will stick. Otherwise, YouTube will view it as sub for sub. But definitely, we'll come back over and sprinkle some love. And welcome to the Amaechi tribe. Good to have you here. Put deer meat in your crock pot. Okay. Smothered in gravy and it falls apart. Then put it over noodles. Oh my God, that sounds good. That sounds good, Sherry. You make that all the time, because look, she even know how to do it. Look, she telling us step by step in the chat how to do it. I'm loving it. Sherry, it's like you were here in the beginning of this live stream, because I was asking people to give me some type of meal idea that I can add to my meal plan for my family, because I had shared my meal plan up here, and I was just telling them to look out for my next upload of weekly meal preps. That will be going out, I think, tomorrow. I keep telling you guys, I am behind on uploads. I was already behind. But then when I got sick, I got even further behind. I'm still constantly bringing you uploads, but I had stuff on 3 different devices. So I'm bringing it on home now, because I'm trying to clear out everything in order to prepare for... Sierra, keep making me do... Do I have to do it, Sierra? Vlogtober. I was absolutely planning on doing Vlogsgiving and Vlogmas, but Sierra's trying to make me commit to Vlogtober. I may be doing Vlogtober too. And I told her, do you realize that will put me at 90-something days straight? Because a couple of the months got, 31 days? Come on now. I'm going to do what I can. Guys, I'm going to tell you up front, if I get sick and you see me slacking, you're going to see some shorts in there. Because I'm learning to do things different in my older age. They keep saying, you sound like you're 80-something years old. Yeah, well, I'm not a spring chicken anymore. And my body is letting me know this. I am listening to my body now. So when my body say, go sit down, I'm sitting down. I'm not trying to run tasks back to back to back to back like I did, because again, I am getting winded. I am getting overexerted easily. And I want to be around. So I'm listening to my body. I know when to rest. You're going to do it in January. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, start the year off right with that. Change that, Brandon. Let's do that. I posted 2 videos, but I definitely have to be consistent. Is that 2 altogether, Brittany, or 2 recently? We have a group. Sierra is an admin over the groups with me. Sherry, who you see in the chat, is also in the group. Quite a few people that was in here is in our group. It's called Women on Watch. We are over on Instagram. If you are on Instagram, please DM myself. Find my banner for you. DM myself and Sierra, if you want to get in our group. We will hold you accountable for at least uploading once a week. Listen, upload at least 1 video a week. and we will build you towards becoming consistent. And then maybe you could commit to like 2 a week. Maybe you can do 1 video and 1 short. However you want to keep content coming on your channel, because you want to have consistency. You want to stay in the algorithm of YouTube. If you are not putting out content, YouTube is never going to push your content out to new viewers, because they don't have any idea when you're ever going to bring your viewers content again. So we have to get you. Okay, you only have YouTube at the moment. Yeah, if you can, please, you can sign up for Instagram and we can get you up and running whenever you're ready. Don't forget about us now. Reach back out. You can do it in my comment section, because I'm going to make sure I connect to you. And you can always go to the About section on my channel or any of my description boxes. And you can find my Instagram when you set yours up and connect with me. And we can get you in the group and we can get you up and running. We like to look for smaller content creators so that we can support, encourage, and uplift. And you would be a great fit because it looked like you're just starting out. So thank you so much still for coming over here today by way of 755 Media. Going back. Okay. My Instagram matches YouTube, but not my Facebook. I'm keeping my Facebook the same for the haters. Doesn't like my YouTube. And that's what I was kind of calling myself doing, but some guy came in there harassing me, so I switched it with hopes that he couldn't find me. It was getting to be a bit much. He kept creating, like, I tried to block, so he created another page and was doing it. So in order for me to get away, I had to change me so he couldn't locate me. And it's okay, because like I said, it matches here. I just got to bring it on home with the Instagram. You had Dare Meat before. Did you like it? There she go blaming me again. You're funny. Just upload things daily and go live. I'm definitely vlogging how I plan for Vlogtober for those who don't know. Okay. Yeah, I want to watch that. Sierra. I saw what she said to other guy. Yes, we absolutely welcome everyone. Saying, wow. Wow is amazing. Thank you, Sherry. I love Sherry. So much support. Absolutely. I try to upload 2 videos a week. You're doing good, Sherry, especially with going back to work. It's not easy. I now have 120 subscribers. Yay! I remember when you started, baby, where your number was. Wow. Good job. And that's only been a couple months. Listen, before you know it, you'll be at 500. Watch. Before you blink, you'll be halfway there. And you'll have that whole community tab. Once you really get to your 1K, it's going to be like smooth sailing. It took me like forever to get the 1K. Once I got the 1K, 2K, I was like, that was way faster than it took me to get the 1K. Because guess what? You're already out there. You're a familiar face. I know you think you're a smaller channel, but you are familiar. There are some people that see you in their feed and they're scrolling. And they see, especially if you're going live, they'll say like, oh, 7 people in there. I wonder what they doing. Just didn't pique their interest enough for them to go ahead and tap. But just keep on doing what you're doing, because guess what? Eventually, they're going to go ahead and get nosy enough, and they're going to tap that link and come on in. They're going to introduce themselves. Before you know it, you got yourself a new subscriber, and that's how it works. I shared that with people in the past. It's like a shopping center. You'll be riding, you'll be like, oh, I want to go over there one day, but you don't go. You go in that direction again, like, oh, yeah, that's that shopping center I said I'm going to visit. You're going to go a couple times, but one day you're going to have some free time and you're going to take yourself on in. So don't stop doing what you're doing. Keep on going, because there's a lot of people that I've seen on YouTube for some time. And they would subscribe to everybody else, but they wouldn't subscribe to my channel. I would see them in other people's live streams and chat with them. Still wasn't enough to get them to subscribe to my channel. But eventually, honey, they come around. And when they do, I just laugh like, you could have been here. But for whatever reason, They wouldn't come. There is one lady I shared. I don't know what it is with me. This woman does not like me. I'm okay with that. I'm very clear on it now. I've gone to her channel 2-3 times and, made mention of her content and said to her, stay connected. She didn't. 2-3 times. She also has, she used to, I haven't seen it lately, where she was doing group collabs just like Sierra and myself. She had a group of people collabing with her as well. I approached her, never even accepted me in her group collabs. I don't know if maybe she thinks she know me from somewhere, or maybe she knows somebody who don't particularly care for me, because there are people in cliques here on YouTube. And they sit privately and talk about other YouTube channels. Maybe I'm one of the ones they talk about. I don't know. But it's not coincidental that her and a couple of the women that's in her little clique will not subscribe to my channel. But I'm okay with that, because guess what? I got other people subscribing to my channel. I'm not going to change what I'm doing to fit in someone else's mood. That is never going to happen. You are going to be, if we ever cross path, it's going to have to be at your expense this time, because I will not come back, because I've attempted with you a couple times and your collabs, and I've tried even with those ladies that's in your clique, and I had to realize that they weren't doing it because of them being in your clique. So I'm good with that. And that's how I am with life, period. I treat people accordingly. I match energy. So if, someone does something that I don't like, I'm going to let them know I didn't like it, and we can move past it. But if you do it again, it was intentional now, because we already been there. We already visited that. I'm not doing it again. So that's just how I am. She said, you're welcome. I appreciate the motivation. Absolutely. I just looked her up, but her name is too common. Okay. Who are we talking about? I'm sorry. I'm lost on that one, Desia. I'm lost on that one. Sherry be cooking, making me want to welcome myself over here. Don't she? Sherry be whipping it up. Wrist twisted in the kitchen like a stir fried. Girl, she be twisting it up in that kitchen. January 2022 is when I started. I hope I get there one step at a time. You absolutely will, Queen, because you are on your way. You have blossomed so much since I met you, Sherry. I remember the first group collab you did with us was an ASMR. And that's when I knew this woman is too funny. The ASMR I was fine with. You later came into the group I was the only big mouth talking in my upload. That was so funny to me. And I was like, that's okay. I thought when you were rattling your bags and stuff like that throughout that grocery haul, that was your ASMR. And I'm like, look at this woman throwing herself under the bus. That was funny. That was funny. She said, come on over, Sierra. Don't make me open up a can for something trashy. Listen, Sherry, I love Sherry. 120 is really good. You're not even a year in. That's wonderful. Exactly, Precious. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Precious. Look, they don't have to come, sweetie. They'll come one day. You can't find her? Okay. Oh, I think I see Sierra dropped it for you. You will get there, Sherry's Corner. I'll be checking your channel out as well. It takes time, but it will come. Absolutely. I told you guys recently that Precious was the one that brought my monetization on home with me. That girl was running me. I was like, yes, Queen. And now and just so you know, Precious, I'm paying it forward with other people now. I do the same thing you did. I DM them like, don't tell nobody. I'm running you between me and you, and I'll be hooking them up, honey. She said I need a tutorial of that kitchen thing her family brought her to make stuff. Oh, Sierra. Oh, you talk about Sherry. I'm done. We love you too, Sherry. Precious Place, welcome, beautiful. I am actually wrapping up now, but thank you so much. You are the best. You pop in whatever you can. I love your genuine support. Thank you so much, Precious. You don't understand. I do realize that you're in my chat a lot. Thank you so much. I meant missing Ella. I'm cooking and cleaning while listening. No problem, sweetie pie. Listen, I'm about to get the multitasking. I have a couple uploads I need to go and get filmed so that I can edit. I edited what I have in my phone, but I gotta film something. Sierra got me filming 2 videos today, so I have to get off here and go do that. But I wanted to make sure I checked in with the mommies, because I gotta have some accountability for you guys. We will be back next week on Sunday to chit chat a little more and make sure everybody's doing things to make a easy flow for their week and a nice easy seamless transition throughout your week from task to task, because you're so ahead of yourself. I actually have to do some more ordering online as well. So thank you, ladies, so much for chit chatting and hanging out with me today. It's always a vibe over here. What is it today? So Tuesday. I have to get my days straight, y'all. I'm still a little confused. Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. International Love Part 2. See you there. Love and respect, guys.